Have you ever thought about how much easier life would be if you could just befriend yourself the way that you do others? Let's talk about how to get there and what life starts to look like when you actually can be a more supportive and kind friend to yourself. We're kind of, especially as women, taught to pretty much hate ourselves and to not trust ourselves, to question our intuition, question our authority, undermine our inner authority. And I can tell you that I am someone who has literally been in the trenches. I am someone who has been the least confident person in the room. And I say this in the most genuine way. I have truly stepped into my most authentic power recently, and life is it's a different game that I'm playing now. I was able to do it. Anyone can do this. So let me start by saying this. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's gonna be a process. There's a few things here. So I think the first thing is that you need to start creating space between things, immersing yourself in activities where your mind can be a little bit more quiet. So maybe spending time in nature more, going to sound baths, snorkeling or surfing, anywhere that's like brings you into a flow state where you can be really present. Because the first thing, what that does is it essentially creates space between thing out here and you experiencing it or observing it. Our world and our minds both have a lot of noise and chaos, and I think the first part of establishing a healthy relationship with yourself is starting to see the noise for what it is and not listening to it or taking it too seriously. Because I don't think I stopped the criticism, the self-criticism and hatred by forcing it to stop. I think that makes it worse a lot of the time. But I started softening to it when I started to see it for what it is. Just a voice, just a noise in the background, just kind of like, okay, letting it pass. Just like emotions or clouds in the sky or cars on the highway. Like you are the sky or the highway, and your thoughts and your self-doubt and criticism are just passing by. And to be able to witness them rather than become them is huge. That alone, not going to change the feelings in your body, but that's like the entry point, in my opinion. The second thing is to just, I think it's really hard to start from love, but it's easier to start from acceptance. I always say, if you can't, say I love you to yourself before bed every night without cringing or feeling super phony, start with just a sense of acceptance. The same way that you accept things that annoy you or things that you can't control. Just let it go physically. You don't need to mentally say I accept you, unless that works for you. But just that release of just can I just be? Just let yourself just exist. If there are things you don't like about the way that you look or do or sound, what if you can just be? What if you could just kind of pretend like you're like an inanimate object, or you're just kind of I don't know if this is empowering at all, but if you just or if you were like a little baby or something, how would you look at yourself? How would you think of yourself? Because the truth is there is a little baby in there. And that's kind of what what we're healing here when we're becoming our best friend. You're really just kind of looking at yourself as the most innocent version of yourself. Can you have compassion, and can you just accept yourself or that version, that person, as you are, and leave it there? You don't have to love, you don't have to do anything extra. Just accept. Just say, okay. Breathe. Done. That's it. From presence and acceptance, love comes quite naturally, I've found. But I think a lot of the resistance for people comes from not accepting, resisting. If you can just let go and just let yourself be for even a second. You start small. Literally just have moments during the day where you just release and you just let it go, and you're just whatever. I'm just a human, I'm just here, it's fine. I'm just existing. And then let that build, because the more little micro moments that you have where you do that, the more you'll continue to build momentum with that, and it really goes a long way. Lastly, I think a very important way to become your own best friend is to start getting in touch or engaging in activities that you enjoy and being around people who mirror back to you the best version of yourself. Stop spending time around people who drain your energy. Stop spending time around people who make you feel like you are killing it in life just by making your bed. Spend time around people who inspire and empower you to step into your power and rise to the occasion and become something more. You already are that person. You just have to step into it. It's like putting on a pair of shoes that you already own. You got to just choose to wear them and put them on, you know? And keep them on. But I think very much monkey see, monkey do. Mirror neurons are such a huge thing, and you are who you hang out with. So really being deliberate and discerning about the people you spend your time with, how much time you're spending with them, and yeah, who's getting access to your energy, because we are all sponges. Doesn't matter what your astrological placements are or what your upbringing was. We are all sponges, whether we realize it or not, to our environments and to the people around us. And it is so important to have a sanctuary, a space for you to cleanse your energy, to be alone, to be in your own space, your own cocoon. And yeah, and I think also, I mean, on top of that, having an environment that is expansive or calming or grounding or whatever it is that your soul, that nourishment that you need. Often we need a little bit of all of those things. For me lately, I think grounding has been like what I'm drawn to, because I already tend to have, I think from being grounded, I find a lot of inspiration. But sometimes people are different. Sometimes people are naturally a little bit more grounded and they may need a more colorful environment or whatever it is. So, and that doesn't just translate to your physical living space, but I mean like the city that you live in. We often don't think about the energy of our outer environment. Settling for a life that is against or incongruent with your truest values, your truest self, not the most self-loving thing. So I think just like moving towards alignment is self-love in action. When you do all of those things, you start surrounding yourself with loving people and empowered, positive, healthy people. You start, letting your environment reflect back to you the person you are or that you want to grow into. You move to places that inspire you and invite your growth and expansion instead of settling into stagnating places maybe that you're used to or that are familiar. When you start doing things that allow you to grow, journaling, meditating, whatever it is, and you change your habits, even just in little bite-sized bits to start, making it sustainable but impactful over time. I think self-love comes through action more than it does anything else. It comes through presence and it comes through action. Those are like the two non-negotiables, but aligned action, to clarify. Technically it comes through alignment, and alignment comes through action, or aligned action. So, and presence is the place in which we can find that guidance and that direction to take the right action. So finding ways that feel good to you, that can help you cultivate that presence within. And from there, using that presence to inform your next move. Your next move might be cutting ties with someone, moving away from somewhere, getting an ugly piece of furniture that never felt right out of the house. So many different ways. This can manifest in so many different ways. It might be changing your routine so it's more conducive to a healthier, more active lifestyle. Journaling more. There's a million ways. It might be an unfolding or a culmination of all of these different things over time, but start small, start with presence, and see where it takes you. Alright, well, let me know what you think of this video. I hope it helped. Thank you for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if it did help, and please subscribe to my channel to support me on this journey. Lots more like this to come, and I'll talk to you soon.